Okay. Everybody pile on in. Just trying to see what we're dealing with here. Welcome to the Trent Knox Show. This is episode 61 of the Trent Knox Show. I haven't done an episode in quite some time. I think I might have done one before, but I never uploaded it. Okay, this is not what I'm looking for. Why? No. Oh, boom. Update that. See if that updates. I'm not sure. If it's capable of doing that sort of stuff. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, that's updated. That's fine. And that's fine. Okay, so this is going to be a short little live stream, basically talking about how I got into live streaming, the origin story behind it, what's the process behind getting into live streaming, some of the hardware from professional video cameras like that to streaming dashboards, to live streaming dashboards like that, to online cloud platforms. It's kind of like me just sitting back, relaxing, trying to basically figure out what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my life, I guess, in certain terms, but mostly talking about what's going on with my professional career and what's going on with live streaming. So I guess maybe we could start by talking about how I got into live streaming and why I do it and why I'm doing it for podcasting, why am I doing Facebook pages, why am I doing social media, why? Okay. So back to the origin story. In 2008 or 2007, I can't remember, I started playing a game called World of Warcraft. One of my mom's friends actually was playing the game at her house, and she gave me the opportunity to play the game a little bit and make a character. And the thing that fascinated me most about it was the enchantment of the weapons, and that you could like make your weapon have a different color, blue, green, red, based on the enchantment. And the enchantment, basically, it improved the value of the weapon or the damage or whatever it was, and that really caught my eye. So I started playing online games in a more with more time, spending more time in them. I used to play like Madden, I used to play Call of Duty, I used to play Halo, I played all those. But World of Warcraft was a time-consuming game, and it really got me invested in the game. Fast forward to about 2008, 2009, I see my first live stream I've ever seen in my entire life. It was a show called This Is Mason, and it was on Ustream. And it was like maybe 30 viewers. I don't remember. It was one of the biggest shows on Ustream at the time. aside from like Joe Rogan or whatever experience. But I didn't really know about the Joe Rogan experience like a lot of other people were at the time, but I kind of had seen it, and I knew Joe Rogan from Fear Factor or whatever, but I didn't really watch it like that. But anyway, so I see my first live stream, but I get into the chat, I'm chatting, you know, I don't really, I didn't even understand what a live stream really was. I didn't really understand what a live stream really was until 2011, to be honest. But I was really interested in getting involved in the live streaming, but it just really didn't connect like that. I wanted to get involved, but from a community standpoint, being involved in like in the chat, and you know, it just so happened that this is Mason's had a call in, so I would call in, I'd talk with Mason about his life, about what's going on in the world, so as every other different viewer did. And so then, you know, fast forward to 2011, I'm attending Texas State University San Marcos, and I'm staying in the dorm rooms, and I get this wild idea that I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And on this YouTube channel, I intend to essentially put together some sort of detailed thing about my life, or, you know, just basically blog, because at the time, hey, what's up, Gamer Girl Piss? How are you doing? Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to basically start live streaming and telling people about what's going on in my life at college, what it's like, you know, moving out of your parents' house, what it's like to live in the dorm rooms, what it's like to be a part of college community, really what is all going on in the world at that time. And I did that, and I was using Twitter, I was using Facebook, I was using YouTube, I was using my own website, I had my own domain, I had all of that. And when I started doing this, I got a lot of pushback from my family, because at the time, very little people had been doing this. And so I had a website called www.trentonrasknox.com. That's my full name. Anybody goes out there. I did not use Google Plus, Gamer Girl Piss. If you're following on the stream or watching the video, and you're not watching listening to the podcast, Gamer Girl Piss on Twitch said, "Did you use Google Plus though?" And at the time, I don't think I knew what Google Plus was. I don't even know if Google Plus existed in 2011, to be honest. And if it did exist, I didn't use it because I was streaming directly to my webpage. And on that webpage, it was like, I might have embedded the Ustream into that webpage, and then uploaded the Ustream video to YouTube. I can't remember exactly how that worked out, but I know those videos they're somewhere on the internet, have to be. But I don't know. I don't know where they are. But anyway, they were really philosophical. And at the time, I was sort of getting to be a kind of, a pothead and a conspiracy theorist and a lot of different things. But I think that, I don't know, the pushback from my family mostly about what I was saying on Twitter, it was ironic. My grandfather, my mother, my father, they all called me and were like, "Hey, we don't think that this is a good representation of you." And it was like, well, there's no way of winning, because if you want to be successful in life, you need to be exposing the person that you are to the world, and let them know kind of who you are and what's your value. Anyway, so moving forward from 2011 to 2012, I was live streaming and making video content on the internet and uploading it to my website. Then from 2011 to 2015, I did not make a single video. And I really regret that. I was attending film school at the University of Hawaii, and I guess I was making films for the internet, but I wasn't publishing them myself. It wasn't, I wasn't getting credit for the films I was making. I wasn't publishing them to YouTube, the ones that I did. I wasn't publishing to Vimeo. I really, for some reason, felt disconnected from the whole thing. I didn't feel like I was in any way connected to the internet, or any way like building a community around the videos that I was making. Pardon me. One second. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I'll be right back. I'll still be around, but I'm not gonna bring the phone with me. So I tried my best to, go to film school and do what I could. But eventually, I actually started making YouTube videos again in 2004. Actually, I guess I started a little bit earlier in 2014 when you could stream from your Xbox or your PlayStation to Twitch. And so I was streaming from my Xbox or my PlayStation, I don't remember which one, to sorry about this, to kind of build some content and put it on YouTube or Twitch, didn't really matter. And so I was playing Madden, mostly Madden, and I put it up there on YouTube. I didn't get any views really. I mean, sometimes I would get a couple of views, but I wasn't really that good at titling, and that brought up a whole nother thing. Content, and the copy of your content, the wording that you use to describe the videos. I didn't know anything about that. Like from a technical standpoint. So what I was worried about was that I wasn't really providing great content. So I went back to my old school, film school ways, and I started to research. I did more research, and I figured out how to stream from my desktop, how to stream high quality content from my desktop. The problem was I still don't have the equipment to stream from a desktop or stream from a laptop or any other computer, because the intensive nature of a single computer with a graphics card and a CPU, the rendering in real time, utilizing in real time, I don't remember what it stands for. Blanked right now. RTMP. TMP stands for, I don't know. Real-time messaging protocol, which is Flash. I didn't even realize that. You would send the feed in, but it would lag because my processing power on my computer, my desktop at the time, was not very good. And plus I had like a 960 graphics card, which was a little bit, no, it was not good. And then my motherboard was crashing. All of that happened very short time period. So wind up losing the computer. I had to pay for the rest of the computer because I put it on credit, and then I went through a real big financial struggle. Couldn't figure out my life. I was just struggling a lot mentally, and not figuring out how to start something, how to do. It was hard to figure out how to do, and it sounds like really weird now, because it seems like a second nature for me to just do things. But at the time, I just couldn't do anything. It was my mental capacity, my brain was concerned about preservation rather than risk, and going and accomplishing things and working on getting those accolades. What was happening was that I would go and do things that other people wanted me to do, or things that the community or the world, and it seems counterintuitive now I think, because I'm thinking about the other side of, or the other way to interpret what I'm saying. And I'm trying to say is basically, I had no motivation. I had no drive. I had no push or will to go do something. But then I finally did. I made a business. I started a business in Colorado, because my uncle was trying to start a business, and I thought, whoa, I didn't know the steps or the procedures to starting a business or understanding what business is. That you need to have licenses to do business. That you have to pay extra state and federal taxes. You have to actually have a formulation. You have to be doing things, and that's what got me moving. Was this, starting a business. It did take a lot of cash up front to do it, because at the time I had no idea. I needed someone to represent me. But now, at this point in time, I don't need a lot of representation in order to accomplish making a business. I've, got different businesses that I'm invested in, things that I'm working with, things that I'm starting, from Cyber City Media to Austin Live and Local to Trent Knox Productions, to all the things that go into what services, solutions, and products I can provide to the world. Because now I have value. I provide the world value. Aside from the content that gets created for the Trent Knox Show or Trent Knox TV or whatever on the social media, from Instagram to Twitter to YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube audience. Shout out to the Twitch audience. Shout out to the Facebook audience. Everybody that's out there that is able to receive this transmission. And that's going on my Alex Jones rant, but whole nother thing. My whole value that comes from doing this stuff is that live streaming there's a learning curve. There is a understanding that this is what promotes or validates the person that you are. Because people don't know in short format, whether that's Instagram stories, or if it's, Vine videos, Snapchat, whatever this short microcosm of videos is, and they're not proportionating or doing what they need to do to get the video correct, their audience, it does create this artificial scarcity of enough content to know the person or who they are. But live streaming really allows someone to get a bigger picture of the person that they are. And I feel like growing up is that a lot of people, they didn't invest themselves into what I do, whether that's my parents or anything. Like, nobody really invested themselves to figure out who the person I am. And I never felt like I wanted to force people to see who the person that I am. I wasn't aggressively assertive. That's the way that I see it. Like, pushing into people to make a statement of who I am. From time to time, I when I was growing up, like, I was on the news for, military things, or I was on the news for volunteer work, or I was on the news for different sorts of things. Never on the news for anything negative, but I have been in trouble. I have been, arrested. I have had these things happen to me. I'm kind of a well-rounded person as far as it comes to being a good guy and a bad guy. It's kind of in the middle. And that's what I've noticed, is that being in the middle, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You gotta be, I learned these three things from Robert Gardner Wellness, one of my clients, is that you cannot be, or you strive to be, three things. You can either be sexy enough, funny enough, or controversial enough. And I think that if we leaned anywhere, I wouldn't say I'm sexy enough, I wouldn't say I'm funny enough, and I wouldn't say I'm controversial enough. I kind of am mediocre as a person, in my opinion. But maybe that's, you know, maybe that's a bad representation of the person that I am, or a false representation of the person I am. I think that I can really strive to be a lot more, but I just don't know how I become that person. And maybe it is from doing live streams like these and providing value to you, to the online world, about how to create a story, how to start a podcast, how to be a live streamer, how to get in social media, how to, you know, let go of that fear, that the negative will overweigh the positive in the long term, and that all those negative people out there that aren't doing, that aren't being motivated, that are stuck in their ways, they're stagnant, they can't seem to get out of their 9 to 5, they can't get a 9 to 5, or they, you know, the struggle of mental capacity, people calling them names, people not calling them names, people discovering them, people not discovering them, and these are the things that someone needs to be considerate of when they don't believe that they are valued, or they are not, or that they're overvalued, or they're undervalued. That you have to look at from multiple different perspectives. You're never stuck. You're never just one thing. If you were just one thing, then you wouldn't exist. And if you didn't exist, then that's misfortunate for you, and that you're probably an AI robot stuck in a sandbox that has limitations on the overall discoverability of you as a person, or as a robot, or whatever you want to call yourself, red, green, blue, or whatever, you know. In our world that we live in, we are told that we have free will. This is what we're told, and we have the things, and we can develop the skills to accomplish whatever we choose to do, unless you culturally, there are limitations in which don't provide these things from a community standpoint, and you have to basically figure out how to circumvene those limitations. So if you're in a country or a society or somewhere that doesn't give you everything, all the tools that you need to succeed, then you need to go and find a way or a community to get out of that slump, that place that you're in. Recently, Gary Vee did an interview with a Middle Eastern girl who is struggling with her YouTube channel because she feels like she's stagnant, that she feels like there's not a lot of momentum. She's seeing the same numbers over and over and over and over again, and she's looking to grow. She's looking to go to the next level. She's looking to elevate her career. She's looking to develop outside of that. And some of the limitations that Gary Vee pointed out, some of the pressure points, some of the key pivoting points, KPPs, key pivoting points, is that she was limiting herself to one single language. She wasn't providing, you know, she wasn't looking at the opportunities for her to do things, because she was scared about how her community that she had built was going to perceive any sort of change. But change is exactly what a content creator needs to happen to grow, to make the next level, make something new, to be creative, to be a content creator. Okay. So with that being said, he gave her the advice that she should start doing her content not only in Arabic, not only in English, but creating content that is Muslinglish or Ingmuslis, or whatever you want to call it. You know, content creation that has both Islamish, and wait, what the hell? Arab, not Islamish, Arabish or Air English, whatever, like Spanglish or whatever. Okay, I'm just trying to mix the two and trying to figure out what the hell. How do you even say it, and how do you make a cultural world out of it? How do you meme it? How do you do things that are gonna make people people catch on to some sort of new trend, new idea? Anyway, so she needed to do content in English. She needed to do content in Arabic. She needed to be able to create past the barriers that she set for herself and her community, that she didn't know whether it was or it wasn't going to perceive or accept that. Maybe it would go up, maybe it would go down, maybe it would just change, whatever. It really wouldn't affect her overall, because she could still do whatever she had done before. She could go back to doing that and being successful in that. I think that one of the struggles that people have is that they feel that people are going to judge them in a negative way, and that they won't be able to overcome the negative judgment. And that becomes a hindrance on your overall success and overall growth. And in order to be creative, you have to let those insecurities, let those concerns go to the wayside, and just do something. If it's not as successful as you want it to be, just try again until you get it, and you get it perfect, and then that's what you got to do. You know, something that I had with the last video that I did with Robert Gardner Wellness is that he had never done this certain format of video before in this context, and his community, we were testing to see where his community is coming from, where they're finding online the content that he is providing, and how they're funneling back to his Facebook page. We tested it, and we found out that this certain perspective did not translate to Facebook, or there was a technical glitch that didn't allow them to translate to Facebook. Whether that's because the content from Reddit doesn't integrate with Facebook, and there's an integration problem between Facebook and Reddit, or vice versa. There's an integration problem from Facebook to Reddit, and getting that information in because with like Twitch clips or anything like that, the integration to Reddit, you can play them like that. You don't have to go off of the website, because it's embedded into the Twitch clip is embedded into the Reddit. Maybe Facebook doesn't do it that way. So then you kind of have an integration problem from Facebook to Reddit. But there is also probably almost 100% there's a integration problem from Reddit to Facebook. Because from Reddit, the way that an article shows up on Facebook, it performs like a link rather than a smart link, and rather than a enhanced, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's unable to you're unable to interact with Reddit links on Facebook. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't earn karma on Facebook for Reddit. You have to go over to Reddit in order to do that, and that's kind of a limitation, because if you were able to earn karma from on Facebook for Reddit, then there would be no reason to go to Reddit. I don't see that as being the case, because maybe they could create a light version to be integrated on Facebook. And then if you wanted to get that more detailed, that more premium content, you'd have to go to Reddit. But at least offering some sort of initial transition for people who want to still interact on Reddit, but from a light perspective on Facebook, so that there is some sort of, interaction being involved from Facebook to Reddit and Reddit to Facebook. So when we did this Ask Me Anything, my big the thing that I think limited it the most. Now it wasn't completely unsuccessful. It wasn't zero. Okay, we got about 20 to 30% viewership numbers of the numbers that we usually get from our Facebook audience. The problem is I don't think anybody knew what the acronym of AMA stood for, and we kind of didn't give them the right backlinks, or we didn't really direct them in the best way that we could have. I thought this was going to work. I thought for sure that if we did a Facebook event, just like I heard Robert told me this, is that Robert was going to set up a Facebook event, and from that Facebook event, it was going to let people register, and then they would understand from the graphic and the copy or description, they'd understand that AMA stood for Ask Me Anything, and that they would get inside of the comment box on Facebook and ask him anything, literally anything. And they just, it seemed that they wanted to put him in a box of just being a massage therapist or just having information about massage therapy, when the context of this Ask Me Anything was marketing. And that's probably where I failed, because I didn't provide enough contextual detail within the copy that it was about marketing, and that the Ask Me Anything was Ask Me Anything about marketing. And maybe we obviously didn't cast a wide enough net from a broadcast standpoint to capture a lot of people. We did limit it to Facebook, and in the future we might want to cast a broader net, but we also didn't limit it enough in the copy of the live feed for people to be kind of directed into what may, or maybe give them inspiration for comments and what they could say. I feel like with this, it's very difficult to over describe or over inform people. It's very difficult to get started with a podcast or an Ask Me Anything or anything like that. So one of the things that I was discussing with him is that in the future, maybe we just do like a keynote or an origin story, tell us the who, what, when, where, and why you got into massage therapy, you got into content creation, you got into whatever, and then at the last 15 minutes, we do a Q&A. And that Q&A, it's essentially an online keynote. Basically, you go, you hear about what the heck you got to say. We do the Gary Vee model about, what was the worst thing that ever happened in your childhood? What was the most successful thing that you ever did in your life? What you just hit these key KPIs, key performance indicators, where you were the lowest of lows, the highest of highs, and you just keep on talking about that every single keynote. Every single keynote, you talk about how you were successful here, how you were unsuccessful here, how this happened, what were the awards that you received from, how you made $1 million investment, how you made the Picasso, how you did what you did, and you accomplished the goal, and you were there at the end of the day. So in the future, when we go and do these sorts of AMAs or these Q&As or these keynotes, online keynotes, we really provide the viewer with enough content in order for them to ask questions at the end, because it has been a struggle to get those people to comment relative information for other people inside of the community to value that content, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. There's no such thing as stupid content, because there are people out there that aren't A plus students. They're, you know, B students, C students, D students, not even on the not even registered to go to school, not even born yet, you know, and they need this ever flowing content existing on the internet for them to reference when they go back to looking at the videos on demand or whatever it may be. So I think that a lot of people out there are struggling primarily with not being capable of pushing their mental boundaries to get to where they need to be. And that's a big struggle for all of us, is that, you know, what is it that's limiting you, that obstacle inside of your head that's you're not getting over? And you will create more obstacles. It's not like you go through door one and then there's not 160 doors on the next door. You know, maybe you're at 160 doors now and you got to figure out which door to open to get to the 80 doors, to the 40 doors, to the 20 doors, to the 10 doors, to the 5 doors, to the 1 door, and finally you're into the right door to get what you're actually looking for. Who knows? Maybe you have to consolidate, maybe you have to limit, maybe you have to broaden. It's always a constant struggle to find balance, to find that place that you need to be at. And I think that, you know, with Austin Live and Local, with what's going on right now with Trent Knox Productions, with what's going on with Cyber City Media, I'm trying to balance my creative from the creative that's real personal or semi-personal with the Trent Knox Show, or with the Trent Knox TV, or with Trent Knox Productions, with my cinematic, you know, production company of Trent Knox Productions, sort of like a Jerry Bruckheimer, a Steven Spielberg, James Cameron, you know, those sort of, that's where my mentality is when I think of being successful, being up there, being with the in success, and people observing your content and being there for you, supporting you, and you supporting them, and enlightening them and bringing them up, and being community oriented, and bringing everybody in to make sure that everybody's being successful, that everybody is finding this altruism, or all these things that could be for them, so long as they're motivated to do that. And if you're not the motivating factor, you need to find other people around you in your community, and going back to something that Robert Gardner Wellness was talking about on his AMA, was that you need to find a tribe. You need to find those people out there that are going to support you through your thick and thin. And it's difficult. It's really difficult to build a community when the algorithms are always changing. There's always some sort of headache occurring that could occur. I just got logged out of Restream. Need to log back in real quick. That may or may not be, you know, challenging you, and if that thing that's challenging you is limiting you, you need to figure out a way to get leverage to get it to not limit you anymore. Whether that's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Daily Motion, whatever. LinkedIn, I don't know, whatever your platform is that you're on and you're dedicated to, figure out if you can find a way to create a community on there. I think that it's interesting because there's supposed to be ways for us to get from point A to point B. And currently right now, I'm trying to stream to LinkedIn. In theory, I should be able to stream there. I've approved everything. I've done everything that I need to do. For some reason, it's just not allowing me to send the data there. I'm not allowed to live stream to LinkedIn. LinkedIn has live streaming privileges. I approve them. It's not working. What am I supposed to do? So I've got to send a support chat to LinkedIn or to my streaming platform. I am having issues streaming to LinkedIn. And I just sent a note basically letting the streaming platform know that I'm having problems streaming to LinkedIn. You have to be communicative with the tools that are provided to you, whether that's Streamlabs, OBS, whether that's Stream Elements, Restream, Wowza, XSplit. There's a number of technologies out there for you to be able to stream with, and there's a variety of different encoders out there to stream with. And I can't always provide them the right way. I don't have the answers for everything. I don't have them. But I do my best to give people an idea of what there may be and what they could do. I mean, I'm looking at some options just by doing a quick Google search, and you can figure out how to stream. Just, you got to go out and do. Let's see. What's up to you? Can you say? Oh, hold on. Give me one moment, man. Can you resend that chat? I want to see what you had to say. I can't see what you said. Something about, I know his name was Peppy. I'm about to look at it right now. Pespi Morsum. Okay. I'm about to look at this YouTube video. Shout out to, who is this? Let me see. Shout out to Sapphire Makes Things. He's got a lot of videos on YouTube. Looks like he makes some video content surrounding Roblox or Sky Wars. I don't know what that is. He's got a video out. He's it looks like he makes videos. He makes beats. Sapphire is his name. Sawfire. Well, Sawfire. He makes YouTube videos, beats. If you're a hip hop artist out there and you want to get some beats made, Sapphire, S-A, or S is in Sam, A is in Alpha, F is in Frank, I is in Indigo, R is in Romeo, E is in Echo. Sapphire makes things. Yeah, he's over there on YouTube. Go check him out. Shout out to Pespi Morsum. He's the one who is on Twitch, and he suggested to go check his stuff out. You should be able to see the comments on all the platforms. Let me check real quick. I just want to make sure that you're able to see his comments over on Facebook. You should be able to. Okay. You should be able to see Facebook comments. You should be able to see Twitch comments on Facebook. Let me know if you can't. But it is what it is if you can't. Yeah, no problem, Pespi. I want to help content creators through my podcast. If you're not watching this on YouTube and you're not watching the visuals, and you're just listening to the audio on the podcast, I want to make sure that the value that I'm providing to the internet or online helps other content creators develop their passions, their content, and really gets it going out there. Okay, so now we're fixed. What does that say? Why is it doing that? I do have a Discord, Pespi. It's let me see what my Discord is. I'll drop the link in the chat. Just give me a second. I gotta figure out what my Discord is. Here it is. Found it. And I'm gonna set it to not expire. How do I copy it? Copy it to clipboard. And I posted my Discord link in the chat right now. And I appreciate you for tuning in, Pespi. Do you have any questions? This is going to be the end of the stream. Are you a streamer? Are you a content creator? What is it that you do? I know you're out here, promoting one of your friends or someone that you work with. What is it that you do? What is the content that you create? Are you a live streamer? So while Pespi gets that link and whatnot and joins the Discord, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, okay, Pespi Morrison, for those of you who are listening to the podcast, says, "Can we talk?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." You seem to be a nice person. I'm a content creator, but I can't upload a lot. I do stream. Okay, I just need to get to, let's see, I'm not sure if I could do this, but I'm going to do my best to hook up the audio so that we can streamline this. And I want to get you involved. Just give me a second, Pespi. I'm going to get it so that we can actually do that. Just give me a moment. We're gonna have Pespi Morrison on for a bit. I just got to figure out how to do that. Just give me a second, real quick, and we'll be right back. Just. We'll see. How's that? There we go. Need to bring it down quite a bit so that we have good audio. What does that do for us? That doesn't do anything, so we're fine there. So, all right, so we're gonna get into the channel with the boy. One quick second. Just gotta get into the Discord channel. All right. Give me a second. I'm just trying to figure out how to unmute myself. Okay. Microphone, allow. Gotta reload the page. So I'm still having issues. What am I supposed to do? I can't seem to get the... Okay, what the heck? Okay, I allowed the microphone. What data does it need? Oh wait, hold on. Allow notifications, allow sound, allow clear the data, reload. Oh, what the heck? Why is it? Why isn't it letting me get into the channel? Hello? Okay. I'm gonna have to go into my history, clear the browsing data, cookies, advanced, site settings. Cookies, down history, browsing history, clear that. I'm working on it. You know what? Maybe it'll be easier to do it this way. Maybe. Trying to open up the dashboard for Twitch. Where am I getting audio from? Oh, still Twitch. Okay. Discord is opening on my computer finally. Was lagging for some reason. So I'm working on that. Yeah, no, I downloaded it onto my desktop because I was trying to use the browser and that just wasn't working. So I'm waiting for it to install because I don't really use the Discord desktop app. I use mostly the browser, and that wasn't working. So it's saying installing update 1 of 2, and then we'll be good to go. I'm hoping that your audio will feed back through and we won't have any issues with that, the audio going through. This is optimizing the people right now. That cord I was using shot like a... It's busted. I need to grab my headset so I can hear. Okay, let's get into the channel. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Give me a second. I'm gonna check the feed. Can you guys hear yourself on the feed?
We can, but barely.
Yeah.
You can barely hear yourself? All right, give me a second.
Yeah, it just sounds like.
Yeah, I think that the volume might be down on the voice. All right, got it. All right.
Yes, I'm back. I got a notification.
Okay, what about now? Can you guys do a mic check? Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's just maybe it's not going to feed back out from maybe. Let me see if I can hear you guys. Trying to see if I can hear you guys, at least from the soundboard. does not seem like it, so sorry about this. I'm trying to figure out how to set up.
Alright, don't worry.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so what are we? Okay, there we go. There we go. So if you guys want to check this stream.